This is the main entrance at the Birkenau death camp. We have the railway lines going into the camp at this point. The railway lines here which were laid to take the people from Hungary to the deaths at the gas chambers, which are at the bottom end of the railway line. See, look at the Birkenau complex and the railway to the railway station at Oswiecim. It's now doesn't go that way. The ramp for the people who were brought here is approximately 1.5 kilometers in the general direction of the camera at the moment. People were taken from that ramp to be killed in gas chambers, which were located in old houses towards the back of the current site. Later, the gas chambers were built in the camp. I've got with me a well-known Holocaust revisionist, David Irving, and Russian and Italian film crews, and we're going to discuss this. We also have a gentleman coming with us who was an inmate here. General view from the gatehouse, looking towards the unloading ramp. We can see the same layout in photographs which were taken by the SS in 1944 at the time that the deportations were coming in from Hungary. With the gatehouse behind me. A fake, well, probably not that well. Yeah, rebuilt on
just for demonstration purposes.
Yeah, but what shows up in the photographs though? 1944 photographs.
Alan, come here.
Yeah.
These are all still standing. Why are those ones just wrecked?
Because the ones on the right were wooden. Now, in many camps, what you'd find is that they would, first of all, either locals would either tear them down, up so that nobody cared less after 1945, 46, 47. They fell into rack and ruin. It's wood.
Which ones were built first?
The ones on the left. Yeah, they were built first.
Can we get into it, or is that locked off?
No, we can get in there.
Where's the entrance?
The excess water when when it was built, and it's quite marshy around here. You can see in one of the huts onto the left there's a drawing which prisoners supposedly did.
Okay, so now slave labour, where did the slave labour live?
On the right, in these places. And on the left, where
So
the bricks
They'd
are.
be woken in the morning and they'd have be taken out, presumably and marched off somewhere.
Yeah, to whatever they're doing now, because there's a number of potential things they could have been doing. They could have been taken off to factories. They could have been taken off to. They could have been obviously camp detail. Those who were involved in the killing process in one way or another, sorting, destruction of corpses.
Where's the ramp?
The ramp is where we are now.
This is the ramp.
This is the ramp.
This is where they were unloaded.
Yes. So this is the Hungarian ramp, if you like. The people where people came before then is 1.5 kilometres further at the back.
Would arrive here.
Yeah.
And they would get out onto this platform on the right.
Yes.
Mind the gap.
Mind the gap. Yes. Jump down. We can see that though in the counts of people who arrived. Sometimes they put up like little ramps for people to come down on.
Yeah. Used to be a very long platform. Quite long train, 60 trucks.
60, I've even heard of 80.
Kilometre long. So we're heading from here down towards where the two crematoria,
It's 2 and 3, yes.
Which is where allegedly, according to Van Pelt, the epicenter of the Holocaust. 500,000 people killed in one underground chamber.
Yes. Don't know if epicenter is the word. It's more. I think conclusion is more to the point because.
The word he used.
Okay.
So the people in these huts.
Epicenter of evil or something.
People
Yeah.
in these huts say, well, something's going on half a mile down the road and we don't care.
In these huts?
Yeah.
What do you mean? This is part of the camp. Well, we don't care.
These people here in these buildings, all the slave labourers knew about all the gassings going
Yes.
on.
Yes. I don't have any doubt on that.
Where they
I have never spoken to anybody in here who was, for example, somebody from Zamość or something like that who's ever claimed that they didn't know. I mean, they tell all sorts of numbers, but of course they wouldn't know how many because they can't tell numbers. There's no reason to be able to tell numbers.
But I'm just looking at credibility problems. So did any of these slave labourers here, were they ever released having served their time? Were they ever discharged in the community?
No, they were not. No,
Prisoners were never released from Auschwitz?
yes, they were, but not at the time you had mass gassings down here, no.
So from, what, 1942 onwards, nobody was released from here? Nobody was sent home?
To the best of my knowledge, nobody was sent home.
And if they were
Prisoners
sent home,
were released from concentration camps. I'm not saying they weren't, but
if they were released from Auschwitz, they would have known.
yes, but I don't think anybody was released from Birkenau. I don't know. I mean, that's a good question, but I've never heard of it. Never heard of it happening.
Hut here. Any idea what that hut is?
I can't remember. I can't remember. I'm sure it's written there.
That's making it doesn't look to me as though you can get in.
Oh, just a minute. There was the Ss Canteen Facility was somewhere in this area. The kitchens. I can't quite remember where, but I'm sure it's all written. The what? Sorry.
Your skepticism. Well, I'm just asking questions. I'm coming here, standing on the ground and asking myself questions. You've got a problem with water, haven't you? Here?
Yeah.
It worries me when they talk about digging pits and burning bodies.
Well, that's a point. I think, bear in mind though that water.
How can you dig a pit and burn bodies if you've got a constant presence of water in there?
But water table goes. I mean, I can't say. I mean, the pits are at the back.
So what you're looking at, this is that building.
Yes. Yeah. These photographs are clearly from Hungary, from what, June 1944, something like that, aren't they?
Water is a problem.
So we see the watchtowers down the side of the... But we've established that there were no watchtowers at the time of deportations. No, that's not a building, that's a train.
Oh, it's a train.
That's a train, and the train is standing on the third. If you look here to the left, the train is standing on the third railway line. They've got the people in between on the ramp, and they've already been divided into groups.
And no watchtowers.
And there's no watchtowers. Yes, we can see there's no watchtowers, and well, it is. Yes, if this leads to people saying nothing happened here.
Ronald Lauder, thank you very much.
Sorry?
Ronald Lauder, thank you.
Well, we don't know that Ronald Lauder put them here. I believe that these watchtowers were here. I seem to recall seeing photographs of them in the early 80s.
Not in the photographs, Aaron. Give up.
No, in the early 80s. Early 80s, I said. So that it's got nothing to do with Mr. Lauder.
So the gassings were continuing in the early 80s, were they?
You see, you're now twisting what I'm saying. I said I saw photographs in the early 80s of watchtowers here. Right?
The trouble is, Alan, you didn't spot that and I did.
Right, so you spotted it, well done.
Well, what else we got to start spotting now? this is the first disappointment.
Well,
I'm not saying that this blows up the whole legend. It just shows how stupid the people are who've developed the Auschwitz site since World War II.
by putting in these things. Okay, yes, I will accept your point on that one. That was not a wise move.
What I call over-artifacting. People arrive, got out on the ramp, they got treated, they got out on the ramp, lined up in
Yep, in 2 columns of 4. No, I think they marched off to, in this gate here.
We march on. That's what the photo shows.
Yeah.
We march on.
We're marching off down this road here, okay?